Hello, Internet.
Hey, hey, internet. I apologize for the delay. In real life, just unexpected things happen, and you just deal with accordingly. With me, it's tech issues, and that's nothing new. If you ever hang around with me, or just happen to see things here in the in the office here. Before we cut right into the intro of the show, just to summarize that we're going to be focusing on video, how things are, how people are using videos to their advantage while people are working remotely during the pandemic, and then just a brief reminder of some of the things that's going on, what either that's offering, and just the general helpful information during the current climate. So now I'm gonna hit the intro. Oh, and this is my buddy Matt Haas here.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be here. Good topic today.
All right. Yep. So I'm going to hit the intro before I lose connection. Again, I'm Robert Lee, the founder and video video executive video producer of Shala Productions, where we create marketing videos as well as cover live events focusing in the medical and the educational sector with culture. And I'm here with my good friend and co-host, Matt Haas.
You have such an impressive title. I'm a guy that has a bunch of YouTube channels. So, yeah, I know a lot about video. I don't know as much as this guy, but I do know a lot. So I'm anxious to get into our topic, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Well, thanks, Matt. Right before we dive right into it, just a couple of quick reminders. I know, like in the comments, I put some information on for folks that are looking or information regarding Black Lives Matter, which is blacklivesmatter.card.org, as well as NAACP.org. And also a quick reminder that I've extended the folks with a free live stream video for those that are looking to help raise money or awareness for hospitals and their medical frontliners. The links in the comments there, and as always, directly either through my website at shalalaproductions.com, or they can leave a comment or just get a hold of me here on Facebook. And also, I know Alec talked a little bit about Matt's program that he's been offering. You want to tell the folks about what you're doing?
Sure thing. I built a course on how to be awesome on YouTube. It's essentially a way for you to learn how to make searchable videos that people watch. And really, that one sentence encompasses almost everything you need to do on YouTube to be successful. You need to make your videos findable, aka searchable, so people can find them. And then you need to make them so people watch them the whole way through. Once they start clicking on your stuff and watching your content the whole way through, YouTube will really help you out and push your stuff into other people's screens all across the interface and help you get more and more traction on the platform. And I also have another section I'm working on around marketing and growing an audience. That's going to be a premium section of the course. Right now, all 30 videos are 100% free. You go to allthingsyoutube.com and push the free preview button, sign up for an account, and you have all 30 videos ready to go. And you'll be making searchable videos that people watch. On my course, has a cool name. I think it's a cool name, How to Be Awesome on YouTube. So it's there for you. It's free. Go get it. And the
old phrase, like, it's there for the picking?
Really good too. People have been jumping on it, so I'm thankful for that. And surprisingly, people have been paying me sight unseen for the premium content, just in wait for it to be ready, which I thought that was pretty crazy. So I'm digging it.
Yeah, I'm still blown away. 30 videos, man. That's got to be that must have been pretty intense.
Well, the count's a little higher now. I added 2 more that are on the free side, and I'm probably going to do another 3. So it'll probably be 35 videos in the free catalog forever free. and then I'll do about 10 videos in the premium section. So exciting stuff. Exciting stuff.
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of mind blowing to be able to fit in 2 more there, because like already 30 is just a wealth of content, and to add 2 more.
I added it
My
up.
Atlanta.
It's over an hour and a half of video. So
exactly. So from videos from Matt's YouTube program, we segue right into the topic about videos, just what folks are using as they're managing through the pandemic. And the 2 jump out. Well, actually, there's 3 things, but there's a slight teaser as going over the 3rd thing in next week's in part 2 of the episode. So it's actually part 1 and 2. Should have mentioned that. The first 2 things that jumped to my mind in terms of how I'm seeing videos utilized is, well, one obviously is through the video conferencing tool. I mean, there's not a day where people haven't heard people using Zoom in any form, whether it's for conference calls or collaboration calls, and even now they've been using second point, which is through the networking landscape. Just earlier today, before hopping on the show here, I belong to a organization called NEDMA, which is the New England Direct Marketing. And well, they use a different a video conferencing too. I think it's go to my meeting or go to meeting, or I know it's not go to hell, that's for sure. But it's go to meeting. It's a good opportunity to be able to reconnect with the members as to what's going on, as to how they're managing through the pandemic, what they've observed as to what's with all things marketing in this case, as to how people are doing business wise, or how they're observing how the how their peers or how their customers are doing, whether it's whether they're buying or how they're interacting with their vendors and such. So it's a good way to catch up, but also get a pulse of how things are going. So so to be able to see a video conferencing tool to use more beyond its means of just conferencing, but different talking, whether it's like catching up, a networking event. I know last week there's a lot of different meetup groups that people can join. It's used for networking, or just be able to talk with others with either a particular activity or a club or a hobby. And so this one was more in a setting in terms of just the helping others as how they can build up their referral base. And so I think it was Zoom. Yeah, I'm Zoom, just in terms of people connecting. And yeah, I mean it's just mind blowing of just the different ways people are able to use a video conference in terms of doing many things. In this case, the 2 things I see prominently are one in the conference setting of either just be able to network, or the other popular form is webinars, which when I think about it, when I take a closer look as to the Zoom's webinar, it's pretty much like Facebook, only it's a more in terms of the number of people that you can connect with. And unlike Facebook, where at the moment it's free with live, with Zoom, when you use the webinars, there's different price structures based on the number of presenters, or in this case, either people that are presenting or attending these events. And there's different the number of seats, or the number of people attending, or the number of people presenting. And so it can get pretty, for lack of better words, it can be pretty pricey the more people that you want to invite. Yeah, I mean, just to be able to see how it's being used in those ways of being I would say productive, but also creatively productive in terms of just staying connected.
I noticed something yesterday.
I know that
Yeah, so speaking of the meetup groups, I run a group for the local baseball team, and we meet in person once a month while we haven't been meeting. Well, yesterday we had a Zoom meeting, and we were able to get a speaker from out of town that we couldn't get on the schedule because the speaker didn't want to drive all the way to our state. But since this was a Zoom meeting, we could book the speaker. So we had a speaker from, that was only in Maryland and I live in Pennsylvania. So not that far, but it was still inconvenient enough that we couldn't get the speaker in there. So we held our first Zoom meeting, and sure enough, it filled up with people. And the people in our group are usually older people. Now, not all of them, but there's a lot of old timers that love baseball. So the age level is pretty high. And sure enough, they were all there. And I was on the video mastermind group on Facebook, and one of the comments I saw is,
okay,
I love the pandemic. Well, didn't say I love the pandemic, but one of the good things about the pandemic, that was the comment, I'm quoting someone, is that all the frustrations of trying to get people on Zoom are now over because people have figured it out through necessity. Like if they want to connect with people, they got to be on the software. So people were happy that it forced some of the non-technical people to get technical, and then they could meet and interact. And our I call it a meeting, but it's really a social club. It's very relaxed, informal, and it was great. We had a great time. And these are people that I guarantee weren't on Zoom in February. So I'm seeing it firsthand, Robert. And I think that's one great thing about the situation we're in. There's a lot of not great things, but that's one great thing.
I mean, for those that are tuning in, I'd be interested to hear of the different groups or organizations that you that you belong to, and if actually it's kind of like a complicated question. Well, let me take a step back and just ask, who here watching are using Zoom or some video conferencing tool to stay connected? I love to know, like, if you are, and what kind. But yeah, I mean, it's almost, it reminds me, like when you say it forces people necessity, it's kind of same thing with my dad too, where when when the internet was just starting to be more of a common use, once he learned that to see his stocks online, I mean, he quickly learned how to get online and how to navigate around, navigate around, or at then Scott's Trade before TD America took over them. And yeah, I mean, if it's something vital, people will learn. I mean, cracks me up whenever I see how do I put this? Folks of an advanced age are kind of like, oh, I don't know about this technology. If they need to know how to figure it out, they're gonna figure it out. To deal with either food, money, or just get in touch with people. The three necessities that people really need to know. And if they need to learn how to use Zoom or something like that, they're gonna believe me.
Hey, John showed up. Hi, John. John Kavaleski, welcome. Yeah,
hey, John.
My father is going to be 81 soon, and he's on Facebook. Ooh. And there has been an uptick over the last 2 years on his engagement. And I got him an iPad because his computer was kind of ancient and slow. And he just was a pain to get on it. And I'm like, we got to remove this barrier. We need you on Facebook more. So now I'm seeing likes and all this stuff on my posts. And he posts every now and then. It's funny because he's not perfect at it yet. He still makes some mistakes. Like he'll do a post and it will be a response to someone, but he won't tag the person, and it'll just be a brand new it's almost like he thinks he's commenting on something, but he's creating a new post for it. So that happens every now and then, but I mean, that's just figuring it out. So, but yeah. And like I said, I mean, he if he wanted to stay a little closer, now we're real close as a family, but still, if he wants to see all the photos of the family and stuff like that, he gets it from Facebook, and he figured it out.
Yeah. They'll find a way. I mean, if they want something, they'll find a way. I mean, it cracks me up whenever either my dad or my mom or even just the folks I know of an advanced age I mean, it's not like I don't believe them. I just like, I know they're gonna figure it out. So I mean, they worked with lesser stuff back then, and they were able to figure it out. And now it's just a little bit more of an information overload. They'll figure it out if they really need to. I mean, I'll give another example where, yeah, I mean, I guess the succinct way is, I do belong Weight Watchers, and I belong with my mom. And so because of the pandemic, they've been holding their meetings through Zoom. And so so I would have to like get the software up and running for my mom to be able to get to Zoom. But because it's early in the morning, sometimes I'm a little slow getting up to get down there. And sure enough, the last month she was able to figure it out. So it get to the point where she'll want, now she's setting up and say like, "Hey, when you coming to coming
Okay.
over the meeting?" So it cracks me up. I mean, there's gonna be like minor things where like she might forget to put on the mic or the video, but I mean that's minor things. But the fact that she's able to figure it out to run it and everything like that.
That's great. Yeah, she's cracking the whip for you.
When
I
they need
like it.
yeah. Let's see. Oh, John says I'm 53 and I have had to take a deep dive into social media and YouTube in the last year. It's a lot. Yeah. Well, I mean, we got. I was gonna say, Mr. Baseball, Mr. YouTube, right here can attest that there's a lot of nooks and crannies to account for. Is a succinct way to put it. I mean,
John, I got 33 videos on how to be awesome on YouTube. So go get them. They're absolutely free. Allthingsyoutube.com. Jump in, go get it. It'll smooth things out for you. I'm sure. I'm positive. Now, he's doing pretty well. He's pretty much killing it over there. John's got his own thing going. He's got a show, and yeah, he streams regularly. And I think it's Is it a podcast too? Yeah, I'm impressed. You got to jump in sometimes. You just have to
yeah. I mean, John's a great guy. I mean, I always love to be able to pick his brain and try to find ways to collaborate. And so it's really neat to see the different programs he has. I know he has tomorrow. I know you told me the information, John. If you want to throw it on, I'll be glad to share it with everyone here. But yeah, I mean, it's just neat to see the different programs that up on Facebook or YouTube, and just really either getting involved for his own stuff as well as for his clients there.
Oh, he says he's in my
there's something, John.
Program. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
he has the Midweek Man Show and T2N Live. 2 shows he does on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Rocking and roll. Excellent.
Yep. And a geek talk that he picked up a new camera. I think it was the Sony A51 or 5300. So it's pretty cool to see him upgrading his gear in terms of the production value there. So
yep, I love gear.
Oh God,
gear is so much fun.
Exactly.
I have a new piece of gear on order. I bought the Rodecaster Pro mixer, and I'm excited to get my hands on it. It's going to take about 3 weeks to get here. I'm kind of bummed, but
so breaking the Rodecaster.
Where am I getting it from? I bought it from Sweetwater Sound, but
oh no, I meant like which program are you gonna break it in the break in the gear? Like, I'm gonna try to use the Rodecaster on.
Which program? It'll be everything that my microphone touches will be the program that I break it in on. Because it has the Aphex processor, and it has the compressor settings built in. It's like a computer and a mixer combined. It's really a state-of-the-art piece of equipment. And yeah, but my radio voice is going to sound even more like a radio voice after I get this mixer. I'm really excited.
Now, when you say, are we talking like NPR or more like a late night DJ type of a deep bassy type of voice here we're talking? Or
that one, the second one? That's exactly what it's going to be. I'm going to boost the lows. I'm going to pull down the highs. I'm never going to clip. and I'm going to enable the big bottom filter, which sounds like a risque and double entendre, but it really is an industry term, big bottom. I'm going to hit that big bottom, and I'm going to sound real bassy. Oh, he's got the A5100. Nice.
Let's see. 51. Okay. And stack dynamic USB running through you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Right.
So
Very interesting there.
He's using Adobe Audition for the effects and the processing of the audio. This mixer I bought is going to be able to do that on its own. Barry White. That's right. I know. Oh, yeah. I'm Barry White.
See? I gotta keep up with the Joneses between John and you with the Barry White. I mean, if I go any low, it's I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. I've kind of goofed around with a deep voice, but I don't know. Sometimes it comes off kind of like slight NPR-ish, you know. So
well,
it has kind of like a slight different mood. But
I've seen some demos,
but I mean,
YouTube, and it is night and day difference. It's that good. So
here is your daytime voice, and then when you get the roadcaster, is going to be like, "How low can you go?" or something like that, you know?
Hey, baby.
See, but you're gonna have to change the background there because, like, you know, get the bust that lamps and the disco balls and I can, maybe the platform shoes. I don't know.
I could change it up. You know. Let me see if I have smooth. There we go. How about that? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot about the police lights.
It kind of reminds me of the Filene's blue light special.
That's right. Attention, Kmart shoppers. Laundry detergent is on sale in aisle 14.
Sale on rainbow suspenders for $2.99 5. First 5 customers only.
Propeller hats are free for the nerds out there.
Oh man, I forgot about that. That and the suspenders and the smiley face pins. What else?
You need to have 27 pieces.
Oh yeah, and the keep on trucking hats.
Okay. Lava lamps, yes. Shag carpet. Shag carpet is actually excellent for audio work because it absorbs all the echoes, or some of the echoes.
The cleanup if you spill any, food or drinks, stuff like that. But to his point, yeah. My grandpa used to have this shag carpet. It was like I'm not sure the color patterns. I just remember it had like these blue and green specks. And I know it used to be white, but because of the lack of a better description use, it didn't have that nice lusterly white color. So, but yeah, I do recall it. It was hell to clean. So
you know the easiest way to get a coffee stain out of carpet, right? It's just to spray coffee everywhere else. Then it looks delicious.
Nothing like good shag carpet talk here on, folks.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes we take a different direction.
Yep. I'm not exactly sure who I can credit. Yep.
I'm supposed to keep things on track. See, I'm the instigator. We have to rethink our business plan here, Robert. All right. So where do we leave off? So
I don't know.
So we were talking the benefits of people using live video.
So we
pandemic. So we have the benefit.
We were talking about the videos.
What was the next thing? There were 3 areas, weren't there? 3 areas, right?
Right. The 3 areas would be how it's being used as a conferencing tool. The second being in a networking, video marketing landscape. The third one, which I'll go next week, is more on the creative, on the video production end, especially with collaboration, as well as just, I think, testing things out. I mean, I'll give an I may be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but one of the things that I know, like we've been trying to well, he's used vmix for live streaming. I'm trying to get there right now. I'm using StreamYard for the fact that, I mean, it allows me to take on one caller, um, and because there's a lot more, I guess, a lot more moving parts. It's a matter of just being able to make sure I get a uh, good of it before I start switching over. But one of the things that I find interesting is that with StreamYard, you can only upstream and go live with in 720. The camera that I'm using technically is a broadcast camera. I know it's slight overkill, but hey, I mean, since I can't do any shoots, why not? So vmix can handle that type of a camera if I had to downgrade the 720. It was doing some weird stuff in trying to integrate into StreamYard directly, so I had to do like a slight workaround. Now the danger in that is when you have moving parts, you gotta have to like keep track as to what you're using. So if something goes wrong, you have to be able to backtrack. The Cliff Note version is that one of the neat things of being able to use vmix and the StreamYard here is that I can use the tools of vmix, and it can be displayed here in StreamYard. So I'll give you an example.
So you have vmix running now. Yeah. Yep. So vmix can overtake your own video feed. It can't jump on top of me, for example.
Right, because everything is being pumped in through vmix. Now, if you're going to do like a recording, if I try to record anything and I'm only going to record what's being outputted into this little area here, for me to be able to record everything here, what we're doing, whoops, I would have to be able to stream me direct out into the Facebook Live. If anything, the only thing I'm going to be able to capture is the area here. Not well, I can't demonstrate the whole area crossing over the mat here just because. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing.
We can fake it.
And
like,
so I mean, you can. All right, like have my hand going this way, and also like wag.
See, like there you go.
You get the idea, folks.
It's actually hard to pull off.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about 720.
Yeah,
and Facebook is only 720. You can't go higher than 720 unless they are lucky enough to bless you with the opportunity to go to 1080. But mostly 720 everywhere.
They don't. Yeah, a lot of people have. Well, I don't know who specifically, but I mean, there have been people that have been requesting to be able to go up to 1080. So, as far as I understand, it's in the works. But at the moment, I don't see it as a feature that they offer. If they do, I wouldn't be surprised it'd be something in an offering where it'd be like the next level up in the price structure for it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of just trying to keep track of which, tools you're using to be able to output the video out in the live stream. I mean, the bottom line is that the rule of thumb is that just whatever that can help you get out to live stream as quick as you can with less headaches, the better. But yeah, I mean, some things I'm doing is a slight overkill, and some of it is just either just because of necessity in terms of just being able to test things out and just see what works, as well as just, being the mad tinkerer that I am, just to see, which could get me into trouble, but that's another story.
I love tinkering.
But yeah, so
you're in good company, Robert. You're in good company. I just figured out with Paul Weber's help, connecting my digital piano to my computer, and
great.
My computer seeing the digital piano as a MIDI input device, so I could put other voices on top of it, like pipe organs and things like that. But yeah, so I was worried, since this keyboard, well, piano, is sort of the lower end model. It doesn't have a lot of types of connections that I can plug it into a PA system, for example. It's pretty basic, but it does have USB out,
right?
And I can get the MIDI signal from it, and that might be all I need. So I was thinking about upgrading the piano to something I could put on a stage, but now I don't think I have to. So, like, I tinker, like you said, I love tinkering.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like, if I'm good, I'll take notes. So at least I can kind of figure out if things kind of go a little bit that I can kind of backtrack to see where it goes. But I think it gets to be problematic if you kind of get forgetful. Like, wait a minute, did I pull that plug or did I just?
My claim to fame is I
And then
had two.
madcap wildness ensue.
Listen. This is what I did. In 2006, I did this. I got a USB mixer. It was just 8 inputs, 4 XLR, and some other stuff. And I had 2 MacBooks, and I was able to do a Skype call and bring all the audio into the mixer and then do mix minus back out to the guest. So the guest would not hear themselves speaking back to themselves, because that's really awkward. Every time the guest would speak, 1.5 seconds later, they would hear them. You just cannot talk like that. And it was so complicated that I took a picture with my digital camera of the mixer, and then in Photoshop, I wrote notes over all the dials. This one needs to be turned here. This one needs to be here. This wire goes to there. Like, I had it all mapped out. And it was the proper way to capture video with 2 people. Like, I essentially did what StreamYard is doing, but without StreamYard in 2006 with 2 computers and a USB 8 input mixer, which I only used 3 or 4 input. Yeah, I was impressed. And then I gave the microphone and the mixer to my nephew. He's in a band. But anyway.
As long as no one gets electrocuted, that's the important thing.
It's a miracle I got it working. It really was. I tell you what, though, when you had those guest interviews over Skype, the way I set it up, the recording, it was as if they were in the room next to you. It was that good. That good. Anyway.
It's pretty cool. I'm glad you had a chance for Paul to give you help with this. He's been instrumental to help me out. Just that the full disclosure, folks. Yes, tech issues were either audio or video related, and so it's good to be able to do some testing beforehand, which I can't stress enough. It's important. If something goes wrong, that at least you have a backup plan. And it was a little bit weird. Well, I mean, I don't know. It might be still touch and go as we speak, but just to be able to know there's a backup plan, so if something goes wrong where I had another room ready to go. But as Matt can attest, there were some interesting challenges in getting the other room up and running. So,
well, I mean,
or maybe you can.
Your mixer not having USB out is the first obstacle I think you need to solve.
Yeah, sure, but but I mean, but since it's not something I'm able to do right away, it's a matter of just trying to make do with what I have. So
right now, your bigger
vmix is awesome to use.
2 rooms and 2 different setups that you could fall back on one if one wasn't working. I get it. That's the main point.
Yep, pretty much. John says, awesome to use with Skype. If you have a fast enough PC, you can bring in each caller as a separate NDI source. Oh, NDI.
vmix is amazing. vmix is the king of switching software for live streaming and live video production. It there's nothing it can't do. And I tinkered with the free version.
Well, I don't know if it can vmix though.
What's that?
What?
I don't think there's anything.
I said I don't think you can make a grilled cheese with vmix.
Well, I'm sure there's a plugin for it somewhere. Well, if your computer,
if that's the case, I can always put away my frying pan.
See, vmix uses a lot of your computer's resources. It might heat up the processor so much you could grill a grilled cheese on it. I wonder if you could. Put the grilled cheese right on the heat sink of the processor.
About a tube steak. Right. So, but yeah. Well, you never know these days. I mean, you can do it with on a hot on a hot engine. You can cook an egg on it, but I've yet to see someone try to do that with a computer, which I don't think people want to do, just because, well, for obvious reasons to that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, weird for me to say this, but to get back to the original point, yes, with videos, it's a matter of just simply just seeing how people being creative of taking like a Zoom or even like a StreamYard or with GoToMeeting in terms of just being creative about how they use it more than just communication tool, productivity tool, definitely applications in terms of like networking, as well as like webinars and meetings. It's pretty neat. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the teaser focusing on the creative side, especially with video production, as well as with as a communication tool in the landscape with the guest host that's filling next week, as well as another guest. So should be fun, or as folks say, be an interesting three-way. Not sure how it's gonna look. I usually on the landscape it's gonna look like a triangle, but if it's like the blocky form, it would look kind of like reminds me of like those old Dallas shows when they should do the title credits and then you see like these strips. Um, I guess it depends on like how's it gonna look, but that'll be next week on the video production side of creative side, video production side of the use of video for next week. But but yeah, I mean, I think pretty much those were the main points that I hit. On beyond what I'm seeing, I mean, are you seeing anything differently as to how folks are using videos to their advantage in the as people working remotely or just as things go?
Well, working remotely, no, because everyone I've been dealing with for years is already working remotely. So that's sort of my normal everyday experience. I'm a full-time remote worker myself from my full-time job. But I'm definitely, as I said, seeing it in the social groups and things like that. People are certainly jumping on the tech bandwagon and using the conferencing videos and stuff like that to stay connected in groups where they would normally meet in person. So big uptick in that. And I've even been seeing it mentioned in passing on the internet. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening for sure.
Yeah, I mean, my only thought is that at some point the pandemic's going to be behind us. The question would be then, like, how much of what people are doing now is going to change once people can interact with?
Hopefully a lot. I am a big fan of working from home, and it has so many advantages to the employer. It's obscene almost. Um, I work so much. I have trouble turning it off. And some of the other colleagues that go in, they'll travel an hour one way and an hour back. That's 2 hours, and they have to leave right on time. And all the remote workers, yeah, I can take on that task. I can stay 15 extra minutes. I can stay an extra half hour. You know, there's and I'm hoping that carries through after the pandemic, where it's like, oh, we're a company. We needed to get stuff done. We got stuff done through the pandemic, and we got stuff done with everyone working from home. How about we continue that? Like, that would be great for me. I mean, I've run businesses and it's tough. You've got to pay the rent. You got to pay the electricity. You got to pay the water bill. You got to pay the internet bill. Like, there's a whole slew of logistic stuff that you got to pay to have a physical office. If you don't need to have a physical office, my goodness, what are you doing? And even the team I work on, each one of the people are in different parts of the world. It's like we're not geographically close to each other to begin with. So we'll have water cooler sessions. We'll have something where, we'll schedule an hour, but we only have 30 minutes worth of business. And then we'll just talk about personal stuff for 30 minutes, just as if we were sitting around the water cooler talking. And it works. I've seen remote working work in my life, and I've seen it work in all of my colleagues' life. And yeah, I can only hope that the techniques and skills people have used during the pandemic carry over after the pandemic is over. I can only hope. I've only seen benefits. I haven't seen any negatives.
Which I can, for the viewers out there, that do you feel that things will change or things will stay the same in terms of folks using videos as a means of communication, or like as Matt was saying, as to people using using it to their advantage with their work. Oh,
Mr. Dave
hey
Gatton's
Dave.
here. Hi, Dave. Thanks for stopping by.
Yep. And John says most gyms are now offering virtual classes even if they are reopened. I believe most of the changes you've seen in virtual space is locked down. Yeah, I mean, I think that, I don't know, maybe within a year or two. I think I heard is until people are that comfortable to be able to be in a physical setting. But at the very least, like with some of the events that are going on, I know, like for those that are traveling, like for like a networking or conference, that I could see that could be used more than it normally would, than if they were able to hold the event. Although I wouldn't be surprised, cost consideration, that may be a factor. But I mean, for larger events or larger organizations, I could see that they're going to try to push for the actual events. In fact, back to an earlier point I mentioned about with Nedma, I know that they have like 3 big events that they rely on that they offer each year, and I think that had things were clear, I could see them that they would proceed to be able to have it up and running, than to go virtually. But now that, since things are still kind of up in the air as to whether whether there's going to be a wave of the COVID hitting us or not, that it's still up in the air whether they can continue. So, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It certainly makes sense.
I can see it's going
to. Yeah, it certainly makes sense to have physical events, in-person events in the future. But where it can work online and virtual, I think it will work online and virtual. Good on you, Dave. 40-year streak not going to the gym is still intact. Rock on, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I think before the pandemic hit, I was trying to get back into Reiki. When the pandemic hit, I'm like, well, I can't go in the gym. I have a reason why, but still, but it's interesting. I mean, to John's early point, that how other people are finding other ways to continue. I actually like, well, before my only excuse has been just as weird as it sounds, to make sure I have a reliable connection. Because the last thing you want to do is like doing like taking an aerobics class, and all of a sudden they have to go over like an intricate procedure or step, or however you want to call it, and all of a sudden you have like this intermittent. The last thing you want to do is like, here's step 1, and all of a sudden you jump to step 5, and all of a sudden you see someone like in a weird horizontal position. That'd be kind of bad, and it'll probably mess with my back too.
Well, yeah. People are fighting through the tech issues. They're dealing with it.
Yeah. So but yeah, I mean, but the other say is just to dive right in and just kind of tackle it. So it's almost like you have to be your own, I don't know if I would say plumber, mechanic, tech,
troubleshoot,
I guess. So, but yeah, as my folks joke, I'm their the troubleshooting tech 24/7.
I feel you.
So I mean,
I'm the same way. Something tech happens in my family, Matt. Okay, what can I do for you? Turn it off and turn it back on again.
But it's most cases like either Matt or hey Rob, or and to the point earlier, folks that are of advanced age, if they claim a technical the lack of comprehending, I call shenanigans. As I said before, if they need something done bad, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they will.
Even if people have reached triple digits, they're gonna find a way if they need it real bad.
Yep.
I think it was like last month or 2 or something like that. I think it was a grandma in her 90s or something like that. I think she had like some sort of a viral video saying that she needs more beer. had her like a grandson or someone videotape it, but she was able to leverage the social media, and you'd be surprised how many people came to her rescue in terms of getting her beer or hooking her up. Said if they need something real bad, they'll find a way.
Good deal.
Or
Yeah,
in some cases, know people to find a way.
John makes a good point. There's a lot of resources to help with the tech, either self-education or work with people who teach the stuff. Yeah, I'm loving that too. You can figure out a lot on your own. I certainly have.
Or at the very least, yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, if the things that you can't find, I mean, because there's so many groups, clubs that it's great to see people are interested to help each other out. And I know I can attest. I mean, John's been a great help with mine, and I just only hope that I've been able to helpful as well. So it's in some ways that as a big pain took us the pandemic is, there. I don't know what to say benefit, but I mean the fact that in the same boat, that it's just great to see that other people are willing to help each other out in such crazy ways.
Yep.
Oh, bad. Another senior moment there, but you get the point. So
we get the point.
But yeah, I mean, so that's.
Did we hit all the points? I think we hit all the points.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we hit everything, and I mean if there's anything I've forgotten or if questions, people can reach me out here. They can leave a comment here, and I'd be glad to follow up with any clarifications of any earlier point. And as a reminder, earlier in the comments, you'll find links for those that are interested in the free live streaming video offer for those that are trying to find ways to raise money or raise awareness for the hospitals, the frontliners, and helping them out. You can reach out to me at shalalaproductions.com. Email me at robertl@shalalaproductions.com, or leave a message here on the chat window. Wait a minute. Yeah, the chat window down. Chat window down it. You get the idea. And try to follow up. And also there's some either resources, a helpful link for those that are trying to find ways to get involved or help out regarding the Black Lives Matter, which is blacklivesmatter.arrd.co, as well as there's information with the NAACP.org. And I know we have Matt's video course offer advantage of with everything related to YouTube. Matt, did you throw up the link for people to click on if they want to check out more?
I didn't put the link in there, but it's allthingsyoutube.com. Let's go there.
What he said. And
okay. You'll find it. There's a big blue button that says free preview. You can hit that. Or you can hit buy now and give me $2 for the course too. I'll take it. But it's free. All 32 videos are free.
Again, was allthingsyoutube.com.
That's it.
Okay, there it is. I'll throw that on the chat window there. I had the perfect wrap up that I was going to use again, but I think in the confusion of just trying to find things, so if it sounds a little bit awkward from memory, I apologize. But from all of us here from Verbose Wednesdays, I'm Robert Lee with Matt Haas. Thank you, Matt. And again, if people have any questions or just need to reach me, I'll be throwing the title card at the end that people can find. Email is a little bit longer, which I know. As well as, yeah, I mean, that's about it. Again, thank you. Thanks, John. Thanks, Dave. I think I saw my good friend Ken Raciot. I apologize, didn't see you earlier. And for those that watched earlier that I might have missed, thank you. And on that, just stay safe. Let me try this again. Stay safe, everyone. And thanks again.
All right. Stay awesome, everyone.
I almost said stay classy San Diego. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I had the wrap up, but I just misplaced it. So give me a second here. Oh, here it is. It's the big old red arrow one there. So